What if the real reason that money feels so stressful to you isn't because you're bad with it, but because you've been taught never to actually feel safe with it? So you wake up at 3 a.m, your thoughts are spiraling around money. Maybe it's how do you pay your mortgage, how to get out of debt, and you worry and you ruminate on it. And I want to teach you today that there's actually a better way. So I'm going to share with you a method that I use about creating a room in your mind that's going to encourage more clarity and calm in your life and naturally attract more abundance. So let's get on with it. The truth is, your brain is always trying to protect you. It stores everything: past failures, fears, judgments, conversations that your parents have around money that have stuck. And this is what your amygdala and prefrontal cortex are doing all the time, basically trying to keep you safe. And so when things come up, like there's an opportunity that you have that could mean a bigger salary, questions around whether you're charging too much, what happens if a client is going to say no, and because your brain is trying to keep you safe, in milliseconds, it does the brain mind thing and it protects you. Your system responds not from any kind of strategy, but from a place of survival. This is why no amount of affirmations or budgeting hacks are actually going to stick, because your subconscious structure is wired for fear. It's a highly intelligent system, obviously lasted for thousands and thousands of years. But it's an untrained system, and this is where the problem is. The same brain that spirals can also strategize for you if it is trained differently. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You don't need to quiet your thoughts, you just need to lead them in a different way. And that begins by redesigning the mental space that they live in. The mind's a magnet, effectively, and like attract likes. And you know this, what you focus on in your life expand. So a scattered mind that's all over the place is only going to attract more anxiety, where what we want to have is a calm and organized brain that works for us to attract abundance in. So let's get into it. I want to talk to you about my mind redesign process that I teach in my one-to-one 90-minute sessions. I'm going to walk through with you today exactly how you can do this by yourself and implement after you've watched this video. You may need to watch it a few times, but it will give you a real sense of how you can build this room in your mind. So imagine that you have a room and it's built with 4 walls. And what we want to do, and what I want you to do today, is imagine that you're building those walls on a solid foundation. And these walls are here to support you with designing your mind in a different way. So I'm going to show you how to build that mind room right now and what each different 4 wall represents. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to have a great bonus as well. So please do try and watch this all the way through. So the north wall, imagine you step into your mind and it's right in front of you. And it's your North Star, shall we say. It's your identity. And where abundance and anxiety is concerned, I want you to imagine, so shut your eyes, what your best possible version of yourself looks like. So your North Wall is your future identity. And when you're doing this, you can shut your eyes and imagine this person guiding you into a place of calmness and clarity. What I'd encourage you to do is write down 5 really positive characteristics of this future version of you. How they act, how they decide things, how they spend their money, how they show up, how they save for things as well. And I'd love for you to then ask, what would they believe in that I don't believe in yet, especially around where money is concerned? That is the mindset gap between where you are now and the future version of you. And this is for you to remember that your North Wall, the North Star that's right in front of you, that person is there to guide you. This future version of you acts in abundance. They act as if they have the money now that you desire, or the thing that you desire now. So how can you do that? Use this person to guide you, to show you the way. Then you have your east wall, so the wall to the right in your mind. And this is about past beliefs and blocks. And in here is stored all the things that are holding you back that you believe in your mind about money. And this is usually from your childhood. So ask yourself, what did you learn about money when you were growing up? Write out for yourself, to build this room in your mind, the the limiting things that hold you back around money, the things that you believe, and they're probably going to be in a certain voice. So whose voice is still in my head around money? And usually it's your mother or your father, because you might recognize traits that they had when you were growing up in how you're responding to money now. And it's hard but true to say this, but most people are living by outdated rules that come from somebody else. So when you recognize that voice, I want to encourage you to look for a different voice, your own voice, the powerful voice that you have that's probably that future version of yourself. And on your right wall, so to your right in the room in your mind, you can write out some positive beliefs to reinforce you about money. So when you're having moments of anxiety, I want you to imagine shutting your eyes, and in front of you, your north wall with your future self pulling you forward, and to your right is your east wall about your beliefs with the more positive beliefs written on there to support you. Now, the south wall, this is about habits and metrics. You really need to look at the habits that you have at the moment and how these are supporting you. So it may be that every Friday you have a habit of going out for a really big expensive lunch and then not being able to spend the money on food that you want for the weekend. And it's just a habit. So what can you change around your habits and your metrics that don't support you? And what can you track? So this is the metrics part that are within your control that will make a difference to your financial situation. So this may be if you own a business, what are you tracking around the money that you're spending? And if you're employed and you want more money, what can you track to increase your income? So this might be, say you want a promotion and it's going to mean more money. What do you need to pay close attention to and track to get that promotion in your life? So maybe it's as simple as how many networking events you went to within your firm to get to that promotion. Then you want to change your habits to positive habits. What are these? Ask you the future version of you from your north wall what positive habits they have in their life that support their new abundant life, and see what comes up. Then we have the west wall. So we've gone through north, south, east and west. And on this wall is your emotional intelligence and the wisdom that you already possess within you. And remember, abundance just isn't a financial thing. It can apply to all different areas of your life. This is where real abundance lives. It's not just about logic, it's about feelings. This may be where the practices live that support this future version of yourself with feeling into abundance or feeling less anxious. And that might be breathing exercises or mindfulness or things that you can visit in the moment when you're feeling less than abundant. I have a quick mindset practice that you can try. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 6. And then ask yourself, what does my body need now to feel safe? What would make me feel more abundant? This will really stop that inner spiral and allow you to connect in with that more abundant self. This exercise is something that you can do at any time in the day. Just ground yourself, shut your eyes and visualize this 4-walled room within your mind that is there to support the future version of yourself that you'll want to grow into. And the more you do this process, the more you're visualizing different ways that you can live your life and the more abundant you will become. If you really want to go into it, you can try this 3-step daily integration of this process. So every morning, ground yourself and look at your north wall, so your north compass, and say, what would my future self do today to help make me become more abundant? How would they support me to achieve that? Then whenever you're spiraling and you're feeling those negative thoughts throughout the day, stop and ask yourself, whose voice is talking to me? Whose voice am I listening to? And give yourself a more positive voice instead. So looking at your east wall and looking at the beliefs that you have that support you. Then in the evening, look at how you were that day. Ask yourself some questions around how you led yourself and how you felt. And if it wasn't great, do some breathing exercises and reflect on how you can live that differently tomorrow. So you don't need to control your thoughts. You just need to create a space where you can change your thoughts into a different version of yourself going forward. That space, that supportive area that is going to help you become more abundant, that can be in your mind, despite how chaotic it may feel at the moment. You just have to build it. And if you follow this exercise, you've already started. So I would love to know how you found that. And if you found it at all useful, you've had any moments where you really think, do you know what, I can use this, and you also know somebody else who could benefit from it, please do share it, and please subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Watch this video again if you need to just reflect on some of the aspects. And one final thought, stop letting your mind lead you in an uncontrolled way. You have the ability to redesign it and redesign the space that you lead from.